Hello, and thank you for joining me on another video from TrainingRite.com. Today we'll be talking about basics of Java programming. Now you might be asking, like, why do we need to know Java programming? Selenium uses Java as the programming language, and you need to know a little bit of Java in order to run the Selenium code. Um, um, Again, in Selenium, there are different versions of Selenium. There is Selenium IDE, and then there is Selenium RC, and then there is Selenium WebDriver. In case of Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver, you need to know a programming language to build your scripts for automation purpose. Even though Selenium supports different programming languages, Java is one of the most popular languages which is being used in Selenium. So as such, we're learning the basics of Java. All right, since Java is a programming language, you need a tool to build or to write any code. There are so many free tools which are out there in the industry, but I happen to like Eclipse, and I will be using Eclipse. You could download Eclipse from eclipse.org. It doesn't get installed. It is a package, and there's nothing being written into the registry. So after you download it, once you run it, you can have a shortcut on your desktop like what I did, and then when you double click it, it's gonna open, it's gonna launch. And the very first thing which you will be seeing is a workspace. Now, workspace is an area where you would be storing your code, your Java code. So by default, it is going to point you to a folder in C drive called Workspaces. And if you happen to choose the same, like what I would be doing, that's fine. Or you have the option of like browsing and then creating or navigating to some folder onto your file system and then saving your code there. Well, in my case, I'm just going to hit OK, and that's going to load my Eclipse. Again, Eclipse is an IDE. It is basically going to help you write some Java code. All right, before we begin Eclipse, I would very quickly give you an idea of how to navigate in this tool. If you have done any coding in the past with any other tool like Visual Studio, in case if you are a .NET programmer, or if you've used any tool, your Eclipse is no different than that. So it helps you write your code. When you write your code, you usually write your code in a project, right? So we have to open a new project, right? That's what I'm going to do right now. But if you take a look and if you see here, these are some of my projects which I've created. So that's what you are seeing in here, right? These are my projects. So right now I am going to give you a demo of how to write a basic program in Java using Eclipse. And for that, let's begin. I'm going to go to File, and I will say New. It's going to come back and ask a new what. So I would say New Java Project. That will bring up this dialog box, and then it is asking me to name my project, and I'm going to call it as basic Java demo, right? Demo. Okay, now the next thing we could be doing in here is if you need to select any particular version of the JRE or the execution of your Java code, you could do that. On my computer, I am running Java 1.6, and I'll show you, where to find this Java. Almost every computer would have Java installed on its by default. If not, you could go to Google and say download Java, and it is going to download it. And usually it gets downloaded into your program files folder. So if you go and navigate to program files folder, you would find that there is a Java packages there, and that's what it is. So for you, just you don't have to worry about all this. Just hit next. When you hit next, we have these 4 tabs here. what these 4 tabs they do is, if your program requires you to interact with other programs, let's say, then you have to go and then you have to add those programs, bring those what is called jar files, right? External jar files into your project. And the way you do that is by clicking on this library and then saying that add external jar files and all that. That we usually do when we are writing Selenium code. Right now, I am not writing Selenium code, meaning that I'm not using Selenium server or Selenium classes right now. So I am not going to add anything. So I would just hit finish, right? That was just, I was trying to give you an example of, if at all, if you need to add, how you would add. Okay, here is my that folder which got created, right? Basic Java demo, right? Okay, now if you expand that, notice that you have a folder here called src, that is source, right? Okay, every Java project, when you, the intention here is to do something in this Java project, meaning write a program or write your code. So the way you write your code in a Java project is in the form of a class, right? So we have to go and then create a class. And the way you could be creating a class is you right click on that source and say new, right? And then come here and then say, okay, new class. All right, so it is asking you to give the name of the class, right? The name of the class is, depending on what program you are going to write, you should come up with a descriptive name for that. Right now, I'm thinking of like writing a program that can calculate my income, let's say. All right, so I would say I want to give it a name like income calculator. Okay, now this income calculator is the name which I've given to a Java class, which is one of the class which I'm creating inside this basic Java demo project. So there can be one or more than one class inside a project. Okay, next thing here is I'll come to this modifiers, public, default, and all that. Let's look into this area. Which method stubs would you like to create, right? So basically what this is when you let's say I'm trying to create a framework here, or I'm trying to create a structure here, right? What happens is by selecting these choices or not selecting these choices, we will automatically get a structure, meaning I don't have to write so many things. If I make these selections, then I will automatically get some code pre-populated, right? So I am going to select this and I'll explain you what that is. Let me select that right now and hit finish. The fact that I have selected that, it gave me this area. It gave me that area. Okay, that part. If I had not selected that, I would have got nothing here. Only it would have said public class income calculator, French braces open and French braces close, right? Bracket open and bracket close, all right? Okay, the fact that I had selected that main would give me that, right? Now you might be saying that why did you select that? The reason I select that is because if I'm going to write a program here, right? So when I write my program in here, my intention is to run that program. So when I run that program, the way Java works is there must be one starting area where it could go and then execute that, because we could be writing code, we could be writing a lot of code. Which line it is going to execute first, or which particular area in this, I could be writing, let's say, a lot of code in here. So which area I could be writing code here, I could be writing code here, I could be writing code here. So when you write code, which code do you want to get executed first? So any code which you put in this main function or main method, that will get executed, because I could have some more functions here. I could have a function here to this is the income calculator, right? So in here, I could have like calculate my expenses, calculate my earnings, calculate my, different things, right? So now whatever you are doing, if you keep that code within this main method, that code will get executed first. Okay, so let us see what do we want to do here. Basically, what we want to do here is write a simple program, right? The program which I'm going to write in here is something which we could relate to, meaning that we all, most of us or all of us at any given point had jobs, right? So when you have a job, you have an income. So you get paid probably once a week, or maybe bi-weekly or monthly, depending on what part of the world you are in. So let's assume that you get paid weekly, right? So there's an income coming, your salary per week, and then let's say if you are married, if you have a spouse, or if you have a partner, then that partner is also drawing some income. So we want to write a program where it says that, okay, my income per week is, such and such, and my spouse or my partner's income is, such and such. And then we would like to write a small code where we say that, okay, together we make per week is that. So we'll be adding my salary and her salary. Now you might say, what's the big deal about it? Why do you need to write a program for that? Of course, you don't need to write a program for that, because you could just add up those two and then you could come up with that. Now, let me give you a scenario where if I say, by the way, I make this much and my spouse make this much. I wonder how much we would have earned on 17th week, right? Now you need to stop and think about it. 17th week. Okay, if I make $1,000 a week, my partner, my spouse makes $1,000 a week. That's $2,000. That's 1 week. So you're gonna multiply that by 17 and give me the answer. But let's say if it is not $500, it is $374.37, and my spouse makes $1,434.93. Now we need a calculator. So, and calculator could do so much, right? So if I say write me a program where I quickly need, within like 3 seconds, I need to know how much I make per week for the next 52 weeks, that is for 1 year, and I need to know that by 47th week or by 39th week how much I would have made, right? So you know what I'm talking about. So there is a need for you to write a program. So this is some sample, some demo I'm giving you just to make you learn how to write code in Java. Okay, so let's say my salary is whatever my salary is. So let's say if I say my salary per week equals 1,000, right? Now notice as I'm typing, there is a squiggly line here, and then there is this, right? So that means that, and if you see, it says that the syntax error, and it is trying to help me, and it is saying that there is some error here. Insert a semicolon to complete. So what it is saying is, number one, whenever you write any line of code in Java, you have to terminate the line with a semicolon. So that's number one. So even after I did that, it did not fix the problem, right? So if I bring my mouse, it is saying a couple of things in here. It is saying that now the compiler or the program, which program? Eclipse. Eclipse is the program or the software which helps me write my code. So this application or this Eclipse as a tool, it helps me write my code in Java. So the tool has a feature, and that feature is if there is an error, if you hover your mouse then it is going to tell you how to fix that error. I mean, it need not be the exact way, or the tool might not really know the way to fix it, but it is giving you some suggestions, right? So you would learn these things as you start to write some code, as what is the problem here. The problem here is, when you try to use this 1000, and when you try to put it into this, you're saying that my salary per week, that is an English statement, right? That's an English statement, and the tool here, which is Eclipse, it doesn't understand English. What does it understand? It understands Java. So it is saying that, tell me in Java what this means. So you have to tell the tool in its own language what we are trying to do here. We are trying to say that my salary per week is 1000. So my salary per week is nothing but, it is a variable. So you want to store 1000 into this my salary per week. So if you have a variable, then you just cannot be using the variable on the fly. You have to declare a variable. So the way I'm going to declare a variable is by putting something in front of it, so which is called the data type. Like what kind of information this my salary per week can store. So I'm saying that it can store what is called an integer type of information. So as I did that, this went away. That error, that red check mark went away. So this is my salary, right? Let's say my spouse salary, right, is again 1000. I know that first of all I have to terminate that with a semicolon, and if you have that line, that means that my variable is not declared, so I have to do an int there, and then that red check mark went away. So I basically, what I did so far is I declared two variables and I assigned some value into it. And what do I want to do now? I want to get the sum, or the addition, or the total of what me and my spouse makes, right? So how do I do that? I need to add these two. So my salary per week plus my spouse salary, right? So I need to add these two, right? Now notice that there is no squiggly line here, but there is a squiggly line here, right? And if I go there, it is saying that, hey, you forgot to put this semicolon. Okay, I put a semicolon. Now what, right? So it says that there is still a check mark here, right? So it is saying that, hey, you are, and there is something right under this plus. That means that you are adding these two, but what do I do with that? So I can say that, okay, after you add those two, put it into another variable, like together we make, let's say, together we make, right, equals. So now you're saying that whatever is the addition of these two, add that and put into this together we make. But why together we make has got an squiggly line? Because I did not declare it, right? So I can do int, and then now everything is good. So what we just did is we said, okay, my salary is 1000, spouse salary is 1000, so add those two together, right? And going back to your math class from your middle school, we know that when you're doing an addition, it is better to keep them within the parentheses or the bracket, right? So that will take a precedence before any other operation. So that's what we did now, and we place it into this int, right? And it's no need to give like so many spaces in between. Okay, now, all right, so we wrote a program, and you notice that there are no errors and no nothing in here. I can run the program, right? Now, before I run the program, now where are the results going to show up, right? Did I give any commands to show the results? Now, if I run the program, and I'm going to do that right now, I ran the program, and guess what? The program did ran, because it says here, right? Income calculator, blah blah blah, right? Blah blah blah. So it did ran, but we need to see the results, right? So if we need to see the results, this tabs in here, bottom, these tabs, the console tab will display the results, provided I give the instruction here saying that I want to see the results, right? So what are the instructions for that? For that, we have to do something called sys o, right? And then control and spacebar, right? So what it does is, okay, that was sys, right? O, control and spacebar. That writes this line for me. What this line is doing, you're saying that system, please spit out for me, right? In the form of writing a line, print a line for me, and in that line, show what I want to show that, right? So I want to show. So I could type in there, together we make, right? So I am saying that, okay, show that whatever is the value inside together we make, I want to show that. This command system.out.println would do that. So now if I run, I should see something in here. So let me do that, and there you go. I see 2000 there. Oh, big deal, right? Because, oh, hey, why do we have to struggle and write all this? Again, let's take a look at the big picture. I mean, I'm introducing you to programming right now, so it might sound like, what was the reason, but very soon down the road, like in the next 15 minutes, or in the next video, you would see the real reason or the real power of writing the code, because we could be doing complex operations like we could be going and finding out, as I was discussing early during this presentation, that we could find out our salary together, how much we made on 14th week, or 34th week, or maybe at the end of the year, which is 52 weeks, right? So we could do all that by writing some code. So right now it is that. But notice when we said system.out.println, together we make, it came up as 2000. Somebody who's just looking at the result, what does they know about this? I mean, what is 2000? So it is better if we say that, okay, together our salary is something like that. Some text should be there. Some English statement should be there. So how can I have something as text before this 2000? So that 2000 is coming from here. So before that, if I want to put some text, I have to put within the double quotes. So here is my double quote, and then I say together our income is, right? And okay, so I type that, and notice that I typed within the double quote, and then after I typed this, it started giving me an error here, right? That means that there is some issue here. What is the issue? The issue here is I have put in some text here, and then this is a variable. So I need to tell Eclipse that I am done with this, and then but wait, after that there is some more coming. So I have to use something called a plus, and then that plus acts as a concatenation operator. Mouthful, right? Concatenation operator. So what do you mean by concatenation operator? It is going to output this, and then not stop there. Then it would say, oh, I still have something more to be executed. So it is going to do that. So in the same line, I'm doing two things. I'm saying together our income is, plus what is the income itself, right? So let us run this right now and see how it does, right? And here it is. Together our income is 2000. Well, that is the very first Java program which we have written. I want to keep these series within like 10-15 minutes per video. So in our next video, we will be enhancing this program, and then we'll be talking about or I'll be showing it to you as how we could enhance this program and introduce something called a loop in there, or for loop, right? And then we will do some if statements, and then we'll do some debugging. So we will enhance this program as we go along. Well, thank you for watching this video, and if you like what you're seeing here, we want you to come back and look at our site, which is TrainingRite.com. And up there, you have many courses which you could take. And if you're already enrolled and if you're a part of this course, I want you to keep practicing, watch this video and watch the future videos, and keep practicing, because there's nothing more important while you're learning but to practice, because that will make you perfect in whatever you're learning. So until I see you in the next video, keep practicing, and I'll be coming back with another video very soon. Thank you.